Yo, what the deal, my people? You know who it is, the Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you, another boxing video. And I'm looking at, since Mayweather is gone, since pretty boy money Floyd Mayweather is gone, supposedly retired, I was wondering who would be the next big thing in boxing. Now, to be the next big thing in boxing, I mean, who's the man who's going to make all the money? Who's the guy that people are going to clamor to see? Who is the next superstar in boxing? So, I think in order to find out who the next big thing will be, we can look back in the past at the old boxing superstars to determine what it takes to get that situation or have that status. And the number one thing I think you must have, obviously, is the skill set. Now, you have to be dominant at your craft to get to that level, to make that money, to have the skills to pay the bill. You must be able to do that. So, that is why we see Mayweather had the skills. Greatest boxer of his generation, made him the #1 dude. Roy Jones Jr. had the skills, made him a top guy in his generation. Sugar Ray Leonard had the skills, made him the top guy in his generation. So the next guy will have to have a skill set. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be a great boxer. You could also be a great power puncher. Mike Tyson had the skills in his thing to make in his time to make him the star. You also had Evander Holyfield, boxer, puncher. Lennox Lewis, puncher. You had all those guys. So whatever you have at that time, whether it's boxing ability or power punching, you must be the best at that, or considered to be the top person at that, to be the #1 dude for the next big thing. And this also means it's a good possibility that you should be undefeated. Now, I don't think that you need to be undefeated. If you defeat an undefeated fighter, you can become the next big thing. But there must be an undefeated clause in there. And if you are the undefeated fighter, it is much easier for you to become the next big thing. Now, we know that skills isn't all that it takes, because if that was the case, then we would see other guys make that money. We know there's a lot of boxers out there who have the skills, but just don't have what it takes, and that's #2 thing, and that is charisma. You have to have charisma in order to become the next big thing. If we look at fighters like Marvelous Marvin Hagler, who was a great fighter, he didn't have that charisma to become Sugar Ray Leonard. I think I remember seeing him in one commercial, right guard commercial, back in the day, and that's about it. You know, so you have to have that charisma, you have to have that appeal to the people to make people want to come see you. Doesn't mean you have to be liked like Oscar De La Hoya. He had brought in the women. He brought in all the women mostly, and that's why his appeal came. He won his fights. He did his pretty boy thing. Floyd Mayweather did his pretty boy thing. But can be hated like Floyd Mayweather. People want to see you lose. People will buy your pay-per-views. So you must have that ability to attract people to watch your fights, and that is charisma. Third thing, #3, the third thing you must have in order to become the next big thing in boxing, I believe, is crossover appeal. Now, you must be able to transcend your sport. You can't just be known as a boxer. If you look at people like Ronda Rousey, you see her on ESPN, you see her on all different types of shows. If you look at Floyd Mayweather, you see him on TMZ magazine, you see him on ESPN, you see other people mentioning, you see him you see him courtside at basketball games. You see that. You see him with celebrity friends, hanging out with Justin Bieber, crossing over into the Hollywood status. You must be able to have that appeal in order to become the next big thing. And the fourth and final thing I think you need to have to become the next big thing is handling the microphone. Now, just like professional wrestling, and I would say wrestling stars like Hulk Hogan and Rowdy Piper, who were not the greatest wrestlers in the ring, but their ability to grab the microphone and talk shit made them the superstars that they became, made them better than other guys who had better skill sets than them. But the fact that they were able to get on that mic and talk that shit, that made people want to watch them, and that made them a star. We see this with Muhammad Ali. We see this with Floyd Mayweather. We see this with Roy Jones Jr. We've seen this with anyone who was big and became the next big thing. They were able to talk on the mic. Now we can pick the next big thing in all of boxing. And when I look at all the boxers and every weight division and everything else, and I say who has the best chance of becoming the next big thing in boxing, it only comes down to one person for me, and I think it's pretty easy to see. And that person is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, current WBC undefeated heavyweight champion. And let's go through it. First, the skill set. Deontay Wilder has the skill set. The man is 34-0, 33 KOs. I mean, come on, man. What are you going to say about that? Only one person has made it all the way to the end of a fight with this dude. And this dude knocks people out. People like to see the knockout. That's the bottom line. No matter how good a boxer you are, people will pay more to see someone get knocked out than they will to see someone put on a perfect boxing clinic. Next thing you have to have is charisma. Well, if you've seen Deontay do interviews, if you've seen Deontay talk on the microphone, it's pretty obvious that the man has charisma. And then one big thing I see about him is, though he is such a big guy because he's 6'7", he's willing to make fun of himself and clown around. And that makes people feel more welcoming to him. So I think with that ability right there that he is willing to do that. Now we've seen that later on in life with Mike Tyson. He became more accessible when he started doing late night talk shows, and you seen his true personality come out. He's a clown, he was silly and doing all these things. Number 3, crossover appeal. You already see Deontay finding himself at all Super Bowl events. He's finding himself at other things besides boxing. He's put out a children's book. He does a lot of benefits. So he's already crossing over into different media than just boxing media. And number 4, the last thing, handling the mic. As I said before, if you listen to any one of these guys' interview, you will know the man knows how to handle the mic.
You only been champ for a short period of time, and you're walking around like you've been champ for a long time. You don't understand what you done got yourself into. Where my bomb squad people at? Cause I'm about to put this Haitian on permanent vacation.
And with that ability to handle the mic, I do believe it will put him over the top. And I'll give you the last thing I came up with, and it's a bonus thing. And that is, he is an American heavyweight champion. American heavyweights make more money than any other boxers in any division. Now recently it shows that Mayweather has made more money than anyone in boxing, and that is true. But if you look at the true thing, the numbers, and you take Mayweather out of it, and you look at the top pay-per-view buys that doesn't have Mayweather in it, you see Mike Tyson McNeely, 1.5 million buys. Tyson Holyfield 1.59 million buys. Tyson Lennox Lewis, 1.97 million buys. Tyson Holyfield 2, 1.99 million buys. And this was back in the day, 1997, doing that. So we know that Tyson was also back then making an average of about $24 million a fight. And if you take the average inflation and combine that to what he would be making today, it would be about $35 million a fight. So if you say he would be making $35 million a fight today, that is just about the same exact number Floyd Mayweather was making. So that is why I believe Deontay Wilder has the chance to become the next big thing in boxing. So, if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up it, please subscribe, and please leave your comments. If you think somebody else has a better chance of becoming the next big thing in boxing, put it down. Let's talk about it. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace! And stay sexy.